Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Anthony Lugg. President and Chief Executive Officer of the Port Authority of Jamaica, Professor Gordon Shirley, says construction of the Caymanas Special Economic Zone is on track to begin in early 2025. The 600-acre property in St. Catherine is being developed as a prime location for business and logistics. Professor Shirley revealed that the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, is awaiting the transfer of land to complete the subdivision approval. Phase 1 of the project will include filling the land and raising it to 2.5 meters. This should take 24 months.
The second phase, involving the construction of the infrastructure, is slated to take 36 months. And the third phase, involving the construction of mixed-use buildings, or commencing the build-out of that will take 30 months. There will be some overlap, so the total implementation time will be 52 months.
He says this development is happening at a time when improvements are being made at the Kingston Freeport Terminal.
In double digits for the past several years, and was listed among the top 10 fastest growing terminals in the globe. The terminal is taking steps to ensure that it has the additional capacity which is required. And we're also speaking to KWL along the same lines, Mr. Jensen, to ensure that we have what you said is important for resilience, the capacity, the additional capacity to do more than that you're doing at this point in time. In the meantime, the PAJ has constructed a modern 200,000 square foot warehouse adjacent to the terminal, which is now fully tenanted, and interestingly, the clients are eager for expansion. The government has mandated the PAJ to collaborate with the Airports Authority and the National Works Agency to develop the lands that are currently occupied by the Tinsipen Airdrome for logistic purposes linked to the two international terminals on the port.
To some company news now, RJR Gleaner CEO Mr. Anthony Smith today announced that Mrs. Carla Stevenson Hall assumed duties as Chief Financial Officer of the group effective Friday, November 1. Mrs. Stevens Hall, who was named CFO designate in June, replaces Mrs. Andrea Wilson Messam, who had indicated earlier this year that she would proceed on early retirement at the end of the year. Consequent on changes in the pension scheme for Radio Jamaica as at the end of October 2024, Mrs. Wilson Messam instead demitted office on October 30, 2024. In thanking her, Mr. Smith expressed appreciation for her more than 15 years of stellar service to the group and thanked her for being available to continue to assist the group where needed. To some currency trading now. At the close of trading today, banks and cambios were selling $1 American for an average $159.21. As for the other benchmarks, the Canadian dollar is being sold for $114.84. $206.96 is the average value of the pound, while the euro is going for $174.45. To news on the stock market now. The main JSE index advanced by 769 points, while the junior market rose by 11 points. Among the winners were cargo handlers, Epley 7.5% preference shares, Jetcon, AMG Packaging and Paper, MFS Capital Partners, and Blue Power Group. The losers included Caribbean Flavors and Fragrances, JFP Margaritaville Turks US dollar shares, Everything Fresh, and Cygnus Credit Investment 8% preference shares. 14 stocks traded firm. And that's the Business Day. I'm Anthony Lugg. Good evening.